In 2019, after various investigations, they found that I had a tumor in my pancreas. When we went for the post-scan follow-up with my consultant, I was just prepared to talk about what was diagnosed as neuroendocrine cancer in my pancreas. And completely out of the blue, they said, we found a tumor in your liver, and it doesn't look like it's another neuroendocrine cancer. But luckily, my neck consultant, I saw him a week later, and he wasn't happy with that approach and ordered another biopsy, and that came back 96% positive for an HCC. We saw the liver and HCC specialists, and they said my treatment option would be for surgery. They felt it was small enough to be able to do the surgery. Then, unfortunately, COVID came along. So at that point, they had no real idea as to when they would be able to do cancer surgeries from March, April 2020. They said they'd take the chance of bringing me into the Royal Free to have an embolization to try and block the blood vessels going into the tumour. And that came back as being successful, but still no plan as to when I'd have surgery. The UK hospital system was almost grinding to a halt dealing with the COVID workload. And we were in no man's land, really. So eventually the UK government agreed to fund private hospitals who had been relatively clear of COVID, and they funded some London private hospitals to take on the NHS cancer workload. So I got a call the beginning of June to say that my surgery would go ahead at a private hospital quite close to the Royal Free. So the hepatectomy went ahead, I think, on June the 8th. I was told that it'd be 7 to 10 days in all probability being in hospital, but unfortunately I got ascites, which meant my liver was struggling to sort of reignite. I think they got that under control after about 7 days. But then unfortunately I then got a hospital-acquired infection, which pushed everything back again. So I ended up being in hospital for 20 days. And that was during COVID, where no visitors allowed. So I was on my own for 20 days. The one thing we've learned over the many years of me and Emma having medical issues is you've got to be your own patient advocate. So if you're told there'll be a follow-up appointment, or there'll be a scan, or you've had a scan and then you need the follow-up appointment, things can get lost in the NHS pot. So we've very much learned to take notes as we go. We also, I think, are a very good team. We look at things quite differently. In the UK, we used to have something called white coat syndrome, where you were almost scared to ever question a medic. Understanding what is going on, understanding your treatment options, doing your own research to confirm that you're comfortable, with the treatment options that are given to you. Patient advocacy in the UK is absolutely crucial. If you don't, I think you can be forgotten. I think we've lost empathy in the NHS. It's become a grind for the whole system. You've got to push to make sure that they understand it's your journey. Every single person has a different journey with HCC. it's a scary journey. You know, the big C, you can blow your mind. So many things come into your mind. The positive of patient advocacy is you take ownership of your own cancer journey, whatever that may be, and you understand the steps. And I think the positive is I've come out the other side of two cancers, and it's now 5 years since my last surgery, probably 3 years since I've got my life back.